What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with RTS Mobile Gaming, giving you a dynamite video today. We are playing the Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and in today's video we are talking about the fantastic new buffs that the losing faction now gains starting in Season 4, okay? So, first of all, happy Friday. It is Friday. We have the Hawaiian print shirt on. Here we go. So, like I said, the evil faction received some fantastic new buffs, which are actually really amazing and have moved in a huge direction towards balancing the combat on some of these servers. Now, when I say evil, I mean evil for my particular server, but this really applies to any server where there's a significantly outnumbered faction, okay? So, if we go to rankings here, or we go to let's go to the challenge. Let's go to the progress challenge, okay? And we go back, let's go back to this metric here, right? The final pursuit. This is a great example of active players, okay? We're going to see that there are 1,009 good faction players who have received level 80 rings versus only 381 evil faction players who have received level 80 rings, okay? So we're outnumbered about 3-1 on this particular server. Combat-wise, we are a little bit more active in PvP, so they only have double the amount of players with 100,000 prestige or more compared to us with 214. They got 384. So we are more active in PvP, but they have 3 times our numbers, okay? So what the devs have done as of a day or two ago is they added these brand new metrics to the game to help us stay on top of it, all right? And the first one is Sauron here received a phenomenal buff. He received double the stamina production. He now produces 2 stamina per hour instead of 1 stamina per hour, which is really phenomenal. It's going to double the amount of usage we can get out of Sauron. Now, I'm saying that as a huge buff because, as you can see here, I just have, report after report all morning, just with Sauron dominating, right? He's a great defensive commander because he can sit on a target and pop guard and just defend against 2 or 3 armies, then reinforce. You can see reports all morning, right? So being able to use him even more is going to be really, really valuable. The next bonus that we got from the devs, and again, this is for the losing team, okay? After 14 days into the season, whichever team is currently losing is going to gain a bonus, okay? The first 2 bonuses, I guess the first bonus is wood, stone, ore, and grain production is going to increase by 50%. This is super duper key because, as you can see here, I only have 111 tiles, and most of my tiles, except for a few big ones near my current base, most of my tiles are actually level 90 or level 60 tiles. I have a lot of 60s and a lot of 90s because as a losing faction, you're constantly losing territory. You're not able to maintain a whole lot of high level tiles. So this resource bump has been instrumental in helping us hold some of the checkpoints over the past 2 days. I now have 50% increased resource generation. I'm still going to be, 15, 20,000 resources per hour below an active good faction player, but this is a good place to start, okay? Next, we have the bonus for conscription/hiring time, okay? This is going to reduce the hiring time for my units by 40%. Which means that a full stack of units, for example, my berserkers used to take about just under 6 hours to get a full stack trained, okay? We are now going to reduce this by 40%, which is going to drop their training time to 15 minutes per command, which puts me at about 3 hours and 22 minutes for 5,000 berserkers. This is big. This is going to help me sustain combat against higher numbers. So the devs have addressed 2 of the main problems when you're on the losing side and you're significantly outnumbered. A, you don't get any resources. It's tough to hold any tiles, and the ones you have are low level, okay? And B, just because you're slightly winning in PvP, maybe your tactics are better, maybe your commanders are better, maybe you've spent a couple dollars and you have better gear. At the end of the day, if they have triple the number of commanders and they just keep running at you, you are going to be out of troops real quick. So having the ability to replenish your barracks 40% faster with 50% better resources is really nice, okay? So it definitely hasn't evened out the season. We're still consistently losing ground, but we are now able to put up a much better fight. Before, if my barracks was empty, it would take me 2 to 3 days to refill it just because of my low resources. and the long training times. Now I can fully refill my barracks in a day and a half, right? I'm getting decent resources, so I'm still able to stay in the fight even with only half of my tiles here, and all those tiles are low level, okay? So I really like the direction the devs have gone here. I believe that if somehow we overtook the good faction and we started taking all their territories and basically, winning the season, I believe the buffs would switch to them. So this is going to help the losing team catch up, which is going to be really, really healthy for overall combat, okay? I'm super excited to play with this more in the future, okay? So that's the video, guys. Great job, devs. I know a lot of times the patches come out and we don't disagree. We don't always agree with every single thing on the patch. I know there's been a lot of complaints about recent patches, but I think the devs have done a good job of consistently releasing things that we want to try and address some of the issues, such as this faction, inequality. I'm glad that they went this route versus trying to force people who want to play one faction to go to play another faction, right? We saw that with the mixed servers who were being asked to play RP in the beginning of Season 4. People don't want to be told which faction to play. So, you know what? If 3 times as many people want to play good factions, okay, go for it. These buffs will be really nice. And hopefully we'll see some enhanced AI next season. I think with these couple buffs and the enhanced AI, there will be a decent combat experience for every single player. Okay? So, happy Friday. I love you all long time. Randy out.